Hey everybody, Lefty here, your funny fisherman friend. I got no funny going on today, but I did catch some salmon, so I'm going to demonstrate how I go about cleaning the salmon and getting it ready to either steak up or smoke or throw in the freezer whole for the grill. This is about the fastest way I can think of, and about the least messiest, because they are messy. That's why I have this nice big slop bucket down below here. So here's the gill, here's the main body of the fish, here's this hard plate right in here. On this side of the plate I'm going to, at an angle, I'm going to jam my knife up in here and I'm going to cut around. I'm going to basically cut all the way around the fish right down to the bone. So I'll start with that. Right here, jam that up, cut around, work your way around. Keep these fins on the upper half with the head so that when you release the head from the body you don't have those fins attached, because you end up cutting those off anyways. So right around those. Okay, so there you can see pretty much the head is just about released. Now your guts and all that, they're all going to be attached to it a little bit up here, so I'll take my knife up there and just make a little slit, kind of like that, and that just released all that. And I go all the way down, right down to the bone. For the most part, it's not going to fall off into your slop bucket. Don't quote me on that. I'm just using a regular Rapala fillet knife. Now I can feel the bone on my knife blade. So now my fish is hanging there. I'll grab this this flap of stomach right here. This is pretty much all fat right here anyways. It's not a good idea to be eating that. That's where all your contaminants and that settle. PCBs or whatnot, depending on what's around in the water that you're fishing, but I don't eat that fat anyways. I cut the fat off of all my fish, all this white belly right here. So I'm going to cut straight down. These two fins right here, they'll stay on to this piece that I'm cutting off. So I'm going to cut straight down, right down here to where the anus is right there. Okay, here we go. This is a female, so she's got a belly full of babies. And keep going right down past that. So there's that. Reach in there. I already released that little part of the gut that goes up into the esophagus and that, almost kind of like a deer, I guess. You can take and just pull the whole thing right down. Just like so. Here's all kinds, here's your egg sacs. Cleaning salmon is a little more on the bloodier side than a normal fish. Yeah, there you go. That's all your guts, they're all gone already. This is the kidney. That's that really thick blood that runs along the inside of the spinal cord there. I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to, you don't want to cut into the meat, you just want to split that membrane. Just enough to open that membrane up. A lot more blood will come out. Best way I know of how to scrape that out of there, regular old spoon. The kind that comes to a point, not like a rounded soup spoon, more of the pointier one. And since I already split that membrane, I'm just going to take my spoon, I'm just going to run that, and I'm just going to scrape all that right on out of there. going to have that little bit of leftover stuff that you just really can't quite get to. It always seems to be right down in this area right here. I used to try and cut that with a knife, but it's really hard bone and you're going to dull your knife and you're still not going to get all that out of there. So when you wash that out, just do the best that you can. It'll be alright. Okay, that's done. Now if you want to cut your tail off, you can go ahead and do that now. If I'm smoking a whole fish, usually I'll just leave the tail on. Or if I'm grilling it, you know, depending on how big the fish is, because yeah, it is a little, you know, you're talking an extra 4 or 5 inches of length there, you know, as far as fitting in your freezer. So I guess I'll just go ahead and cut the tail off. Now I'm going to leave the tail on. Never mind. It is a little easier getting releasing the head from the body when you have the tail on, because salmon, you can grab that tail right there, and for the most part, if you hold on to that tight enough, it ain't going to slip through your hands like a normal fish would, because that's my fishing buddy texting me. He caught 3 more this morning. Because the way the tail comes down like that, it's a really hard, much harder tail than a normal type of a fish. So when I'm fishing in the river, I don't even use a net. I bring the fish in, I find a spot that's a little more shallow, and I beach them up on that, and I reach right down, I grab them right by the tail like that, walk them on over to where my stringer setup is, and then you know, get them on the stringer. So I already cut that down to the bone. I'm going to grab basically right in here. I'm going to take my middle finger and my thumb, and I'm going to hold it right where I made that cut. And I'm going to snap it this way, and I'm going to snap it the other way, and I'm going to pull down and release the spinal cord. There's one. If it doesn't release the first time, try again. Alright, so I got it cut down to the spinal cord now, so I'm going to just kind of like hold on to the head part here, and I'll snap it up. Snapped it right up like that, bring it back down, held on to the tail. There you have it. Take that outside, run the hose across it, wash it up. I might cut the tail off now, I don't know. But regardless, that's it, it's ready. Wash it up, wrap it up, throw it in the freezer, or make your steaks, whatever you feel like doing with your salmon. I think I'm going to smoke this one whole, just like this. Alright, that's it. That's how you clean a salmon. Hope you learned something. Like I say, there's, you know, you ask 10 different people how to clean a fish, you're going to get 10 different answers. This is just the way I do it. Alright, see you later.